Hello everyone. So earlier we saw the introduction for sewage treatment. Here we'll start with secondary treatment. But before secondary treatment, some other treatments are given to a sewage. So I'm telling some of them. So initially screening will be done to remove the floating impurities. Then this water will go in a grit chamber. Grit chamber is provided so that settleable inorganic impurities can be removed, such as sand particles, grit, glass, and all such particles which have much higher specific gravity than organic matter. Then the next step would be providing a primary sedimentation tank. So this will remove the settleable organic matter, and then we move for the secondary treatment, that is your 2-degree treatment. So there are various methods which can be adopted as secondary treatment. So there is a basic classification. So it is of two types, the secondary treatment. Either it is attached growth system, attached growth system, or it can be suspended growth system. So what is the difference between the two? In case of attached growth system, the biomass which is there, it is attached to a media, and or we can say to a medium, and the sewage passes through this medium and clarification happens or treatment happens, we can say. In case of suspended growth system, biomass is in suspension. And suspension of what? Suspension of liquid. So here the liquid is sewage itself. So suspension of sewage. Suspension of sewage. So what are the typical example for these two processes? In case of attached growth system, intermittent sand filters are there which can be provided, and trickling filter also comes under this one, trickling filter. Apart from that, one more we can write, that is rotating biological contactor. And in case of suspended growth system, activated sludge process, apart from that aerobic lagoons, we can say aerobic lagoons, and suspended growth nitrification, that also comes under suspended growth system. Nitrification, similarly one can be there for denitrification also. So here we'll see for attached growth system, that is trickling filter we'll see. So in case of trickling filter, so in trickling filter, a filter bed is provided. So this filter bed can be made up of stones or some synthetic material. So this filter bed is provided, and the sewage trickles over this filter bed with the help of these rotating distributory arms. So influent is entering from here, it reaches this distributory arms, and these are continuously rotating. So the sewage will slowly trickle over this filter bed, and below this trickling filter, an under drainage system is provided. So whatever the treated sewage we'll get from trickling filter, it will reach through the under drainage system which will be there below this trickling filter, and it will reach this effluent point, and after this it goes to secondary sedimentation tank. So whatever organic matter has been oxidized in trickling filter, it will be removed in secondary sedimentation tank. And for this influent, the influent that comes in trickling filter it has to be necessarily treated in primary sedimentation tank, because if it is not treated in primary sedimentation tank, then it will have more solids and those solids can clog the filter. So at least primary sedimentation tank and sometimes skimming tank has to be provided before the sewage can go into trickling filter. So apart from that, aerobic bacteria is, I mean, most of the treatment is done with the help of aerobic bacteria here, but anaerobic condition also exists in this case. So how do we, I mean, how can we find out the efficiency? So this efficiency is found out after the we can say after the sewage has settled in secondary sedimentation tank. So let's say the effluent from the secondary sedimentation tank has a BOD of Y0 and influent here is having a BOD of Yi. So efficiency we can write as E is equal to Yi minus, that is initial BOD and final, I mean initial minus final divided by initial. This will give you efficiency of this trickling filter. So how does this trickling filter work? You can see the working of filter now. So as I said, aerobic bacteria is more functionable of it, it does most of the treatment in this case. So air vents are provided below this filter to give the proper supply of oxygen. So air vents are provided. Now what happens, as the organic or as the sewage passes through this filter bed, it comes in contact with this filter media. So on this filter media a biofilm is formed, or we can say a film is formed that we call as biofilm or slime layer. And this is how, I mean, this slime layer helps in the treatment of the sewage. So this slime layer consists of biomass, and this biomass, what are the constituents of this biomass? So obviously bacteria is there, and apart from bacteria, protozoa can be there, protozoa and lichen can be there. So these are some of the constituents, and apart from that, cell of these microorganisms can also be there. So that will consist of this, I mean that will make this slime layer, and as the sewage passes through this filter bed, it will come in contact with this slime layer, and I mean the organic matter that is present in sewage, organic matter works as food for microorganisms. So this organic matter is absorbed on the surface of this media, and the bacteria and other microorganisms that are present, it will use this organic matter as its food, and that's how this organic matter is stabilized. So how does, I mean, as we saw that it is about the aerobic bacteria, but anaerobic condition also forms here, so that we have to understand. Let's say this is the surface of some filter material. So on this surface this slime layer has formed, this is your slime layer. So on the top of this slime layer proper oxygen supply is there, I mean in this whole zone your biomass is present, biomass. And in the upper part of this slime layer, let's say this much, and that depth is between 0.1 to 0.2 mm. So in this upper layer of slime, this part is in aerobic condition, and apart from that, rest of the part which is below, this rest of the part of the slime layer is in anaerobic condition, because oxygen does not reach up to this part. And why it does not reach, let's understand that. So when the organic matter comes into contact on this surface, so more food is provided, so whatever bacteria is there on the surface, it has ample supply of oxygen and ample supply of organic matter, that is its food. So the bacteria which is there on the surface in this blue zone, it is in rapid growth phase. So it is at a very high speed, it is using this organic matter to grow. So more and more bacteria are coming, so this thickness of slime layer will be increasing, and due to this increasing thickness, the lower part of this slime layer, it always face the deficiency deficiency of oxygen, and that's why anaerobic condition exists in this lower part. So what happens with time? So with time, what will happen, because these bacteria which are there in the lower part of the slime layer, they are not getting organic matter or the oxygen for that case. So for their own growth, I mean, they enter in the endogenous phase, that is they use their own cell material for their existence, own cell material. So they do not last for very long. So this surface, I mean this slime layer, it is attached to some particle, some stone or other filter material, so it loses its capacity to stick. So it cannot stick anymore on the surface of this filter material. So what will happen after this point, because constantly sewage is also flowing from this trickling filter, continuously sewage is flowing, this is a continuous process. So because of that, the washing of slime layer will happen. Washing of slime layer takes place, and this phenomena is called sloughing. Sloughing, or as it called as washing of slime layer. So that's how the, I mean this is how the trickling filter works. Now we can see how do we find out the efficiency. So before that, you have to understand two terms, that is hydraulic loading rate and another is organic loading rate. So hydraulic loading rate we can write in terms of either area or volume. So it is in terms of area, it is sewage per hectare of surface area per day. So in simple words, your HRT, that is hydraulic loading rate, it can be, we can write it as sewage flow, that is Q, divided by area. And if we want to write it in terms of volume, then we can write it as sewage per unit volume of filter bed. So in that case, we can write this HRT as Q by V. So these are the two definitions for hydraulic loading rate, and then we have organic loading rate. So how this organic loading rate is defined? It is the kilogram of BOD5 per unit volume of filter bed. That is how much BOD we are applying per unit volume of filter bed. So organic loading rate, we can denote, I mean we can write it as BOD5, so Y5 divided by volume of filter bed. So how to find out the efficiency? So before that, one more thing is there are two types of trickling filter are used. One is standard rate filter, or it is also called as low rate filter, and another is high rate filter. So here we are writing the efficiency for the standard rate filter. So for the standard rate filter, formula for efficiency is given by National Research Council of USA, and it is E is equal to efficiency is equal to 100 divided by 1 plus 0.44 under root of U. And what is U here? U is your organic loading rate, that is kilogram BOD5 per unit volume of filter. So we can write kilogram BOD, let's say Y5 divided by volume in meter cube. That will be your value of organic loading rate, and if you put it here you will get the efficiency. And other formula for efficiency what we saw is Yi minus Y naught divided by Yi into 100. This can always be used to find out the efficiency. So that's how we calculate for standard rate filter. In the next video we'll see for high rate filter and what are the filter troubles.